So y'all, this word came to me literally. I was in a shower, and this word just came to me, and it tied into a video that I did. Um, I can't think of the title, but I basically was talking about how I'm in this space of kind of feeling like I'm pulling myself in. I'm becoming more of a recluse a lot. Um, and the word that came to me, and this word is not for everybody. Let me just say, this might not be for you, and that is okay. But the word was that your healing is going to require seclusion. I mean, if somebody had a piano, I would need them to hit me a key. The word was your healing is going to require seclusion. And I started thinking about what is the healing? Like what, you know what I mean? And then I had to realize that healing comes in different forms, of course, things that you are going through, things that you might be coming up on. And it has explained this feeling that I have felt lately, where I have felt like I'm just going inward, that I am really kind of pulling myself out of a lot of different circles, a lot of different situations, work, you know what I mean? I just really feel like there is something shifting in my life that is requiring me to be in solitude. And so I don't know who this is for. I don't know what you're going through, but your healing is going to require seclusion. Your healing is going to require you to pull yourself out of those situations. Your healing is going to require you to pull yourself from around those people. And people don't have to understand why you are doing what you do. As long as you understand what you're doing, as long as you understand what your healing is, as long as you understand what your seclusion looks like, And up until the point where, I have a birthday coming up soon, and I've just been toying with, what do I want to do? Do I want to have but I'm just in a space where it's I don't even really know whether I want to do all of the things, be around all of the people, not in a negative way, but I'm in a space right now in my life where I just feel like I have got to continue to pour into me, that I've got to give myself more than what I've been giving myself. And I got this sneaky suspicion that there's a lot of us out there that's feeling like this. There's a lot of us out there that feel like that we've been pouring into everything else, and we've been giving ourselves the shorter end of the stick. And that is where I've been at lately. I feel like I have, in certain ways, neglected myself, you know what I mean? In certain ways, neglected my dreams. In certain ways, neglected my abilities for everybody else, for friends, for family, for work, you know what I mean? And at this place in my life, it's going to require seclusion. My healing, my replenishment is going to require seclusion. The interesting thing is that I'm still figuring out what that looks like. Because sometimes without clear direction, you can, maybe go to the extreme, I don't know what that looks like. I'm trying to figure that out. But I wanted to encourage you, that maybe you're in that same space where you feel depleted, where you feel like you've given more than you've poured in, where you feel like people have taken more than they've given, where you feel like you've shown up a lot more than they have, where you've been more of a friend than they have, you've been more of a whatever than they have. And that it is going to require you to pull back, to pour into yourself in order for you to heal. Let me tell y'all something. That could preach right there. You hear me? Your healing is going to require seclusion. Your healing is going to require seclusion. And the interesting thing about it is that in seclusion, that's when you really get to find out what your needs are. Find out am I still the same person that I was when I showed up? You know what I mean? Have I changed? Have I become someone different? Do I want to become someone different? Do I want to still live my life the same? But I think too often we spend our lives in the noise. You know what I mean? The noise of work, the noise of friendships, the noise of families, the noise of the city, the noise of all that life has created around what is true. This is what's true. This, my friends, is what's true. Life has created a lot of noise around us. And so we don't often get to come to these places in seclusion to think and to talk to ourselves. And so we get swooped up into what is going on and who is doing what and where should I be and what's next. And that it doesn't often leave us time to say, phew, you know what I mean? Like, that was a lot. And I also recognize, I don't know if it's an age thing, but I recognize that like I forget what you call it, like my system can't take a whole lot of that like overwhelmingness, that noise, that like unfiltered and unfettered energy, because you got to also too recognize that just because you checking your energy, just because you are in seclusion and you're getting yourself together, don't mean everybody else is. And I think sometimes, imagine being in a house all the time just with yourself, talking to yourself in quietness, and somebody come through the door blasting music when you aren't used to that. You've got to prepare yourself, you know? Your healing is going to require seclusion. And people might not understand it. And you might lose people around it. And that's okay, because it's your healing. It's your healing. You are the only person that you're going to be riding with for the rest of this life. Now, yeah, you know, I'm talking about it's you and you. That's how I always feel. It's me and me. People come, people go, people can stay, but it is me and me when it comes down to it, you know? And I got to do what's best for me, you know? Your healing is going to require seclusion. And I've said this to y'all before in one of these videos, and y'all know what we have to do. Because sometimes you got to be pulled up. We are not beyond reproach. Remember, we are all in this together, and that means that sometimes people that love each other got to pull you up and say, something ain't right here. Some of y'all scared to be alone. Some of y'all scared to be alone. Some of y'all scared of the voices in your head. Some of y'all scared of the things that you're going to find out about yourself. Some of y'all scared that you don't want to be with that man or that woman no more. And that when you get alone, the truth is going to reveal itself. Some of y'all scared that you haven't been living to the standards that you know you are capable of, myself included. You know? But you got to sit in that. You have got to sit in that, because sitting in it is the only way that we grow. It's the only way that we heal from it. You know, acknowledging it. You know, they say that don't they say that in AA? Like the first step is to acknowledge it. The first step is to acknowledge it. To acknowledge that, like, I haven't been living up to the standards. I don't want to do that anymore. I don't want to be there anymore. I don't want to be with them anymore, you know? But a lot of y'all are scared. A lot of y'all are scared to be alone. And you've got to start. You know, I do a video series where I do date nights with myself. Take yourself, walk to the park alone with no music. Just talking to yourself, checking in with yourself. You know what I mean? Like, maybe it's not as dramatic as flying to another country or going to another city. Maybe it's just today walking in a park or walking around your neighborhood, whatever is easiest for you today to get started. But start spending time with yourself, because if this video message is for you, then your healing is going to require seclusion. And in order to be secluded, you got to be okay with being by yourself, you know? I just wanted to drop that line, because that thing hit me, and that thing hit me. Woo! I almost preached a message on that right there. You hear me? As always, I am appreciative to you for listening, for watching, and I love you, and I'm grateful for you. And if nobody has told you, no matter where you are at, no matter what you are going through, no matter what your life situation is, you can make a decision today to become someone different. You can make a decision right now that this no longer works for me, and I want to become someone different. And you reserve that right. Go into seclusion, get your healing, and come out a better person. I'll see you in the next video.